Oh my God, Kiss is on the red carpet. This isn't like your mom's country music. This is rock country. The famous rock band Kiss showed up. And that Raminator. Guys, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much. By the way, I have nothing against Tommy. I'm friends with Tommy. You know, he used to work for us helping with our tours, believe it or not. I don't know if everybody knows that. But you know, the famous Kiss guitar player Ace Frehley has died at the age of 74. He had a really bad fall, and his brain started bleeding last month. His family was right there with him when he died. Ace Frehley, the amazing guitar player from Kiss, has just passed away, leaving an empty spot that the rock world will really struggle to fill. While everyone is still feeling sad about Tommy Thayer, who took Ace's spot as guitar player, he suddenly came forward with a message that really surprised fans. The friendship between Ace and Thayer, which was full of stress, fights, arguments, and moments you can't forget from the past, is now being looked at in a completely new way. So 5 minutes later, Tommy Thayer comes walking in and goes, "Ace, you know the rule. No women in the dressing room." I go, "There's nobody here. It's the end of the tour." And he started, acting like the boss with me. So I punched him. What made Theo decide to speak up? Now, the secrets about Ace, the fights that went on for years, and how he affected the person who replaced him will be shown in the video. Let's jump in to discover the whole story that has never been fully put together like this. I was playing a character on stage. I created the Spaceman. I designed the makeup, like I said. I designed the Kiss logo. I designed those space costumes, with help from other people. And, it just went on and on until it became, too much for me. Anyway, Ace Frehley's death has made Tommy Thayer speak out for the first time after many years of staying quiet, talking about the complicated friendship between the two. They called Ace a legend who will never be forgotten. He helped many groups of guitar players, including me, to chase being great. This statement quickly got people's attention, showing the big impact Ace left on Kiss, as well as on the people who came after him. He came from the deepest outer space to Earth to rock and roll. Ace, really good job. The story between Ace and Tommy is closely tied to comparing guitar skills, their job in the band, and how each person represents the Spaceman brand. Tommy joined Kiss in 2002, taking over the spot that Ace left after his times away from the band, and quickly became something fans talked about. They once talked about the stress inside while taking on this job. A lot of worry replacing Ace. I knew the fans wanted a certain energy, and I had to respect the footsteps of a true legend. This statement shows the heavy weight of standing in Ace's spot, where comparisons and what people expect are always there. Ace Frehley was one of the people who started Kiss and the band's guitar superstar from the 1970s, known for his Spaceman character and famous guitar parts like Cold, Gin, and Shock Me music. Ace first left Kiss in 1982 because of fights over who got to write songs and personal problems with drug addiction. Hey, wait a minute. I never said drug use was good. A comeback between 1996 and 2002 was also stopped by similar fights. During this time, Ace's guitar spot was filled by Tommy Thayer, who had worked as a music maker and backup musician on the band's projects before joining the band. Ace and Tommy's friendship had shown signs of trouble. Ace said bad things about Thayer for his guitar-playing style, saying his replacement's way of playing didn't have the rock soul of the original. In 2018, the biggest event about this friendship was a fan meeting where Ace and Tommy faced each other over the rights to perform guitar parts and the title Spaceman. This event has been checked by many people and is written down as part of the band's story, showing both personal and work-related fights between the two artists. In the years after that, Tommy took an official job in the band, joining big tours and music projects. Ace has said many times his job in Kiss can't be replaced and has been careful about the band going on with someone new. Tommy, on the other hand, has focused on keeping the Kiss brand going and respecting Ace's legacy. The friendship between them is shown in Thayer's recent statement about Ace. His legacy will live forever. Rest in peace, Ace. This statement shows deep respect while also reminding people of the stress that has been there for many years. Along with Ace and Tommy's interactions, other members of KISS, including Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, also played a key part in keeping the band going. They had to change tour schedules, handle music projects, and solve disagreements between members. These efforts made sure the band kept performing despite people changing and personal stress. Gene and Paul's statement together about Ace said his important part in KISS, while also showing respect for his legacy while keeping the band's current way of working. The pressure of balancing personal and work responsibilities started to become clear, bringing in a new time in Ace's life where health and career became the big things in his next steps. Health crisis and career impact. Ace Frehley spent the last years of his life with getting worse health, leading to big changes in KISS's work schedule. In September 2025, he had an accident at a recording studio causing really bad brain damage. His family said that Ace was brought to Morristown Hospital, New Jersey, and while on life support, he was closely watched by a team of doctors. Taking out the breathing tube on October 16, 2025, ended the series of days of medical help, closing an important time in Ace's life and career. These health problems have had a direct impact on show plans and music projects. Before the accident, Ace was forced to cancel the 2025 KISS tour. This was the first time in many years that he could not join in the band's major tour activities. The decision to cancel the tour was told to everyone on KISS's official information channels, showing how serious it was and the direct impact on Ace's ability to perform. Later tours were also changed to work with the health and availability of other men. Tommy Thayer said that Ace left a mark on the band that can't be replaced, and it was Thayer's job to keep the rhythm of the band while honoring Ace's influence. Thayer's statement after Ace's death talked about the deep respect he inspired groups of guitarists, myself included, to chase greatness. This is proof of Ace's importance and lasting influence, and also shows the impact of Ace's health on KISS's musical legacy and future plans. These impacts opened the way for a deeper look at the history of fighting, individual jobs within the band, and how members saw and handled changes over the years, laying the foundation for fighting, disagreement, and interaction between KISS members, band stress, and public meetings. The final years of Ace Frehley's career saw more internal fighting within KISS, mainly about performing jobs and who gets to make decisions within the band. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley stayed in leadership jobs, but Ace's continued being gone from tours and musical projects left a big empty space. Many sources confirm that internal band meetings in 2023 to 2025 focused on dividing responsibilities and changing performing jobs, with Tommy taking on lead guitar. Ace has talked about how important it is to keep the KISS identity in all decisions. Fights between members have not only been limited to meeting rooms, but have also come up at public events. Several fan meetings and music awards ceremonies have seen Ace keeping his distance from the other members. While Tommy has replaced him in performances, Paul Stanley once shared, "Ace will always be part of KISS, but we have to make sure the band continues." These statements highlight the complicated balance between individual jobs and group responsibility. Ace Frehley has also been strong in defending artistic freedom. In recent interviews, he said, "I've given my life to KISS, and I want what I've created to be respected." Band members and management have said that Ace is directly involved in decisions about solo albums and special projects, but his reduced live performance. The balance between personal decision-making and the demands of running the band creates emotional pressure and encourages long conversations and detailed talks about performance strategy. Public events also show a clear division of jobs. Tommy becomes KISS's main guitar person on tour, while Ace focuses on working on his personal projects and managing his musical legacy. Gene Simmons once said, "We want to keep the rhythm of work while still honoring Ace." This statement shows the band's efforts to balance the performance schedule with keeping Ace's presence in projects. In addition to internal fights, Ace has had many public clashes with partners and co-workers in the industry at album signings and press meetings. He has been outspoken about management decisions and talked about his job in shaping the Kiss sound. Ace once said, "I put my heart into every note and every tour, and I want that legacy to stay whole." These statements make clear his personal views and influence how the band thinks about schedules and gives out jobs. Ace's getting worse health has also added to stress within the band. Shows have had to be moved around to work with the other members' abilities. While Tommy Thayer has taken on most of the guitar duties, Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley make sure that tour contracts and projects continue as planned while keeping the stability of the Kiss brand. Management reports that ACE is still involved in big decisions from far away, but is no longer able to make the same in-person commitments as before. Public appearances and media activity have clearly marked the difference between Ace and the other members. While Tommy Thayer has made regular appearances, Ace has focused on managing the legacy and personal projects. Paul Stanley once talked about this teamwork. "We are keeping the band's rhythm and honoring all that Ace has given." These activities show a complicated but planned relationship between the members, making sure both the band's brand and their personal interests. His contributions have become important milestones, helping to shape the group's identity and make Kiss's place in rock history solid. This influence is still felt in musical projects and artistic decisions, giving the foundation for the band to keep developing in a way that honors the legacy while keeping its freshness, legacy, and cultural influence. Ace Frehley has been an icon of Kiss's guitar style and personal image for a long time. His musical contributions went beyond performing, creating a special mark on the band's sound and style. Ace's job as a composer was proven through many hit songs, helping to shape Kiss's unique identity. Gene Simmons once said, "Ace brought soul to Kiss music," which was something that every member saw from the very beginning. In his solo projects, Ace kept expanding his influence, creating albums that were really appreciated for his guitar technique and melodic creativity. These albums were not only personal growth, but also a reflection of Kiss's style and musical legacy. Paul Stanley once said, "Ace's music still keeps the heart that fans expect, which is why people always connect with his notes." Ace Frehley's influence is also shown in the way young artists approach guitar and perform on stage. Many groups of guitar players have looked to Ace's playing style and confidence as a role model. Workshops, interviews, and music events have seen Ace sharing his knowledge, performing and writing music experiences, helping to inspire the wider rock community. Ace has talked about the importance of musical realness, which is shown in the way he keeps his personal style in every note. Ace's legacy lies not only in his music, but also in the Kiss brand image. His signature mask and performance style helped build the worldwide brand. Statements from other members, including Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, have said that Ace was a key part of the Kiss image. He kept a certain amount of control over his personal image and activities, making sure that the brand stayed consistent and lasting. Charity work and artistic work together with others are also important parts of Ace's legacy. He has been involved in many community support programs and music education projects. These commitments made Ace's image solid as not only a performer, but also as a leader and inspiration to the younger generation. Paul Stanley once said, "Ace's contributions went beyond music. He also made a positive impact on the community." Ace's cultural legacy is also directly tied to the amazing tours and albums he made with Kiss, which were often noted for their combination of individual creativity and band spirit. Tommy Thayer and other members have talked about the importance of Ace in keeping the quality and style of the band, making sure that every tour showed the artistic values that Ace brought. Ace Frehley also kept influence by giving advice and participating in big decisions about albums, tours, and working with others. Statements from the band's management show that Ace played a guiding role in choosing content, image, and performance style, even when not appearing directly on stage. These contributions helped make sure that his musical legacy stayed, all while also giving a solid foundation for the band's future activities. His musical experiences and interests during his teenage years shaped his later songwriting and performing style, laying a solid foundation for his unique contributions to Kiss. His artistic vision and passion for music during this time are key to understanding the path and legacy that Ace built in his career, origins, and musical roots. Ace Frehley was born and raised in a New York family where music was an important part of daily life. From his teenage years, Ace got interested in guitar and explored lots of different musical styles. He spent hours practicing learning technique and putting in elements from blues, rock, and pop into his playing. These early years formed a solid foundation for his later songwriting and performing abilities. The influence of earlier artists played a big part in creating Ace's personal style. He often mentions Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page as direct inspirations. His early guitar lessons, listening to records, and studying his playing techniques helped Ace develop the ability to create a special sound that would become instantly recognizable in Kiss's music. Ace once shared, "I learned how to make music into something unique, not just repeat what I heard." During this early time, Ace joined many local bands, tried out different genres, and grew his skills performing live in front of an audience. This not only trained his ability to adapt to the performance environment, but also created chances to learn from other musicians.